Hi all, welcome to Diversified Finance. My name is Lakal. So today this is the midweek Bitcoin and altcoins watch. So let's get straight into Bitcoin price action. I just had a bit of a look at the Bitcoin price. It's down about like $1,000 or so, somewhere near 41,000. Yeah, I know. And it's we kept on DCAing since 4th of January, December last year, but I know its price has been going down. Bitcoin price hasn't gone down much compared to 4th of December, but every time when Bitcoin is going through like a correction, all coins tend to bleed a lot harder. So that's what we're seeing right now. So all coins are not looking good at the moment, and that's exactly why we make sure that at least 30 to 40% is always in our portfolio in Bitcoin. So majority of our holdings should be in Bitcoin, and then another 20 to 30% in Ethereum, and then we can have another 30% in all coins. Mainly, as we can see right now, the reason being, like, compared to 4th of December, where Bitcoin dropped to like 41,000. If you look at the Bitcoin price, it's at the same level right now. But unfortunately, every time when Bitcoin goes up and then it comes back down to retest 41,000 level, all coins tend to bleed a lot harder. So that's the issue we're having right now. So in case, like, let's say you have a all coin heavy portfolio. Let's say you have 70% or 60% in all coins and then 40% in Bitcoin. If that's the case, probably your portfolio has been going down since 4th of December, right? We haven't seen much of a all coin rally or nothing like that. But it doesn't mean this is the end of the world, right? So we have to have some faith on Bitcoin, and then let's have a long-term perspective. So whatever we buy right now, even right now, it's a really good time to DCA in this DCA, the dollar cost average buy, because nobody's want to buy right now. So that's when we should get into the market and then have a long-term perspective. Whatever we buy right now, we buy and hold it for like 12 months, so until end of this year. That's the plan. So this is, let's quickly look at the chart. So Bitcoin, as you can see here, let me just double check whether I shared let me just share this one. Okay, so I hope you can see this chart. Yeah, so this is the daily chart. So Bitcoin hasn't done much, right? So it just broke below this low on 4th of December, and now it seems like consolidating this area. If we compare this drop or this consolidation to this consolidation where Bitcoin dropped from 60K to 30K, where if you compare that, like, we cannot say exactly it's going to be the same as whatever we seen back in the day from May. So it lasts for about like 2 months. So if that's the case, this consolidation should go for maybe about until mid February or so. Then we might see a bit higher prices. And but having said that, we are somewhere near the halfway, like somewhere over here. Like, we got a bit of a dead cross right here, and then we already got a dead cross in this area. A few days ago, we got a dead cross. So the downtrend lasted another month, about like 30 days from the dead cross. So 30 days from now would be like, would be around, I would say 30 days from now would be like, mid-Feb. So we might see this go on until like mid-February, the downtrend or the consolidation. And then I'm expecting Bitcoin to have a bit of a rally. We cannot expect like, a bigger rally where we see Bitcoin like, a parabolic rally all the way above like 70K to like 100K or so. We need more time. But given that we have been in extremely fear levels for so long, right? We could just say, looking at the charts, like, we never seen Bitcoin price staying in extreme fear levels for like 2 months or 3 months or 4 months likewise. So given that we have been in extreme fear levels for like few months, like since we had the peak that where Bitcoin hit about like 70K, which is like from 10th of November, we had like, about 2 months, and then it'll be like 3 months probably when we get to mid February. So we've been in extreme fear for so long, so that's why we could expect a lot higher. I mean, a bull rally, like a bull trend, right? Not like a parabolic top where we see a Bitcoin goes all the way to 100K. That might happen probably towards the end of this year, not so soon. But I'm expecting to see Bitcoin back up to like 57 to 60,000 or so, probably by mid-February or early February, given that we've been in this area for so long. Because if you look at the fear and greed, it's been like extreme fear for so long now, right? So normally what whales do, they buy a lot, like, in these areas, and then they'll push the price back up. So that the people who did not buy in these levels will FOMO in, and then it'll push the price up a lot higher. So we can do a quick Fibonacci. We can use a Fibonacci retrace. Let me just quickly. Okay, it's probably right here. Yes. There's a Fibonacci retrace. Okay, yeah. So from this high to this low, let's do a Fibonacci retracement. Yeah. So if you do it, yeah, so this is the Fibonacci retracement, and then let me just change this numbers. Where can I change this one? Hang on a sec. Okay, that's better. So levels on the right hand side. Okay, that's clear. Okay, so let's do this is the fib retracement from the previous high, like all-time high we had, down to down to the 39,681. So let's say we're going to consolidate for like maybe for another couple of weeks, or maybe until early February or so. If that's the case, then I'm expecting Bitcoin price to go back up to maybe 0.618, which is about 57,881. So this could happen, or it could go all the way back up to like probably 786, probably somewhere near 60K. So in between this price range, so 57,800 to 62,000, it could go back up to this area before we see a further correction back down. So given that we had like a long-term downtrend, maybe after another couple of weeks consolidation, or maybe like 3 weeks consolidation or so, we might see a higher, like a bull trend back up there, because it's not going to stay in extreme fear for so long, right? A lot of people, a lot of bears, I'm pretty sure, like, they got back in around these levels, and we'll see probably in 2 to 3 weeks Bitcoin probably go back up to these levels, and that's when we might see all coins tend to go a lot higher as well, so you make a lot of money from all coins as well. Right now it's a great opportunity for us to DCA, simple as that, right? I mean, given that Bitcoin, like, back in the day when Bitcoin probably like, around 60K, 65K, people are like, they wish like, if they wish they bought Bitcoin around like 40,000. So right now it's back down at 40K. So it's good time to DCA. Even same as Ethereum as well. It's not a bad time to DCA. But if you have a lot of altcoins, I would rather say keep on adding more Bitcoin to your portfolio, because if you see for the downside, let's say if Bitcoin drops to like 35K or so, then altcoins will go a lot lower. So if you have a bit of money set aside to accumulate more altcoins during like a capitulation also, if you're expecting capitulation back down to like 35K, yes, then we probably see a bigger kind of uptrend, a bull trend, especially after a capitulation event. So how do we know that it's a capitulation event? It's a volume. So if you see the volume right here, if you see Bitcoin drops to like 35K with this sort of a volume right here, right, a lot of volume, we can say it's a capitulation event. That's what happened here. It capitulate from 60 to 30, and then we had a bit of a further correction, like back down to like 30K, and since then it went up like 2x. Bitcoin just gone up from 2.5x or like 2.2x or something. So from 30K, it went all the way up back up to like 70K, right? So that's it more than doubled after this capitulation. So what we want to see a similar capitulation, because the volume is pretty not, there's not much volume. Some saying we already had a capitulation right here, when it dropped from about 57 down to like 41,000, but maybe it's not much of a capitulation, right? There's not much volume. So if you see a bigger capitulation like that, then I think that's probably be the end of this bear trend we're going through right now. So let's go back. Even we've seen like this kind of capitulation events before. Yeah, here is this is the COVID drop. So again, here see like something similar. So something similar to what we see right now. So compared to that, if you look at the volume for Bitcoin, we haven't seen that capitulation event. Like, who knows, we might this could be the capitulation as per some say, but it's not as big as what we've seen so far. But still, but even if we don't see capitulation, if we see Bitcoin consolidate for another 2 to 3 weeks, right, I think that'll be it. So I know things are not easy at the moment, right? Whatever you buy today, like next day when you look at it, it had probably gone down by 5 to 10%. But this is the way of the market, right? So people who leave the market in these conditions, right, they're not going to make much money, right? So in a bull market, it's easy for anyone to just come in and put some money, because everybody will talk about Bitcoin, and everybody's expecting a lot higher prices. It's not that hard. But these times, like these times what we're going right now, it's very important for us to buy for long term and hold it for long term, right? And then it's not that I don't expect Bitcoin to like disappear or go to zero or nothing like that. Like, even if we see like a further correction, like maybe another 10 to 20% correction, still like probably towards the end of this year, I'm more expecting Bitcoin to recover and go a lot higher and probably go towards 100K or so. But let's not forget, like when you think about 100K right now, it feels like it's far away from here, but looking at the price right now, you're looking at 2.5x from here to 100K. So that's not a big deal for Bitcoin. That's what I believe. But we are not ready, like because a lot of people are saying 100K Bitcoin in December. But if we're going to see 100K in January or February, right? What's the difference, right? It's just only like 2 months waiting, like to see 100K. So in Q1 this year, we're not going to see 100K. That's what I believe. Even Q2, we're not going to see 100K. Maybe towards Q3 to Q4. Worst come to us early 2023. That's when we will probably be like a lot higher. So before that, I think I mentioned this one before, even during bear markets. So let's say, for example, right here, this is when Bitcoin hit like 20K. So 20K, and then it dropped all the way, sorry, not there, hold on a sec. Yeah, so this is where Bitcoin hit like 20K. And then from 20K, Bitcoin dropped all the way from 20K, it dropped all the way to like 3,000, 3,100 from 20K right here. And this is used to be from 27th March 2017 December to about 2020 November, right? We were in a bear market, right? Yeah, even like 2020 December, we were in a bear market. Even though during a bear market, we've seen phases where Bitcoin dropped all the way down to these levels and then went back up to 14K. So I'm expecting we are going through something similar to this right here, right, where we are going to, like, a lot of a capitulation. We're waiting for a capitulation, and then we see a lot higher, like like a higher bear trend, not like all the way to 100K, maybe back up to like 55 to 57,000 or closer to 60K. And then people will start saying, okay, here we go, like we're gonna go to 100K, like might happen in April, May also. Then we might see like a bigger capitulation back down to maybe 30K or so, or back to 50K or 40K or so. And then from there onwards, we might see extreme fear, like a bear trend again, before we see a lot higher prices, like before we break 70K and go all the way up to 100K. So that might happen in end of this year. So what I'm saying is, even though we've seen corrections before, but it doesn't mean, like that it's gonna be in these levels for so long. Like even looking at the RSI, see, we gone to extreme greed levels and then drop to extreme fear, right? Again, extreme greed, extreme fear levels, like looking at the RSI. And it's same thing repeating back again, right? So we've been in like extreme greed levels where we saw Bitcoin went all the way to like 70K, and now we drop back to extreme fear levels, like according to RSI, like this is like oversold levels. So overbought, oversold. And if you go back, there are numerous times, like went up all the way to if you look at the RSI, yeah, like overbought, oversold, overbought, oversold, overbought, and we are back at oversold. So what comes next? Like it's pretty obvious, this RSI going to go back up to like overbought level. So when we are here, if we buy right now, like if you keep on DCing right now, whenever the Bitcoin price is down, maybe in few months, when RSI gone back up to like extreme greed levels, so overbought levels, right? That's where we can offload, take some money out, and wait for another correction, so we can use the market to make more money. You can use the market to make more money instead of like putting money from your own pocket. So that's the plan. This is what I'm going to do, because it's pretty obvious, right? It's not going to stay in these levels for so long. Eventually it'll recover, it'll go back a lot higher, back up to oversold levels. So when that happens, looking at the Bitcoin price, so we are right here at the moment, that means Bitcoin will probably go back up to like 57,000 to 60,000 or so. That's when we would see RSI all the way back up to overbought levels, like probably like 70, 80, 85 or so. We offload some, take some profit. Like it's not that we're going to completely get out of the market. We offload some and go back into USDC, USDT or so, expecting again, like going back from overbought levels for it to go back down to oversold levels. So this is what I'm planning to do. So if that's what we want to do, this is the right time to get into the market. And even looking at MACD, we can see less selling pressure for MACD as well. So there's a lot of less selling pressure, means there's a lot of buying pressure. So a lot of whales are buying at these levels. So there's a bullish divergence on the MACD, which is a good thing, even though the price is going down. So if you have a look at this one here, you can see the selling pressure is going down, but the price is going lower, right? So buying pressure is going higher, selling pressure is going price is going down. So that's something bullish as well. So I feel really comfortable adding Bitcoin in these levels to my portfolio because it's oversold levels. No one's want to buy it. Everybody hates Bitcoin. It's a perfect time for us to accumulate for long term. Looking at all coins, these are the few altcoins I've looked at. So as long as you have 70% in Bitcoin and Ethereum, or 60% in Bitcoin and Ethereum, we can accumulate these coins. For example, SLP, it's a bargain right now. Look how oversold it is, and then it's showing off bullish divergence at the same time. I know, like it's been a while. Like I started accumulating this since like 8 cents or so. I still accumulate. I haven't stopped accumulating it. So if on the RSI, this is the 4-hour. Recently it just went back up, and then but it did not, the price did not hold right there, and since then it's gone back down. So if you look at, let's go back to the 1-day chart. Yeah, and then if you look at the 1-day chart, it's clearly, you can clearly see there's bullish divergence, meaning prices hasn't gone down much, right? So holding up really well, and but the RSI is going up for the moment, but still at oversold levels, right? When this coin pump, for this coin to pump like 5x, it needs to go to like 10 cents from here, right? It's right at the moment it's at like 1.7 cents, so it's not a big deal. Like when all coins tend to pump, it'll be really quick, and you get more money for your buck if you invest in all coins. So that's something we experienced before. And looking at con back down to, it's gone back down again to retest this level. So if it's going to hold this level, it's a clear double bottom, right? And then we can still see bullish divergence on con 20 as well. So a lot of all coins are oversold at the moment. Not a bad time for us to invest for long term, right? And Tailcoin is a pretty cheap coin as well. It's below a cent right now. So even this one's like not looking good at the moment, but it's a great buying opportunity. And then these are the metaverse tokens, Hero, AI. Like if someone wants to buy them, you can buy them on KuCoin. Any old coin, you can name it, like they are oversold at oversold levels. AI block, this is Radio Kaka. This is a pretty good metaverse token as well. And I recently add Wilder Worlds, right? So this is a pretty good metaverse token as well. So I'm pushing towards like maybe 20 to 30% of my portfolio. I'm pushing towards metaverse because 2022, even though we are going through a hard time with Bitcoin, 2022 is gonna be a year where we're gonna see metaverse tokens explode. Like gaming tokens, NFTs will be a good year for this year for those tokens. And one more, yeah. So these coins, even cheap, is pretty cheap at the moment. Any old coin is cheap at the moment, right? We can just add them, like as long as you have Bitcoin and Ethereum, 60 to 70% of your portfolio. With that 30%, you can add any old coin right now. They are really cheap. Like when I say add, you DCA, right? You're not gonna go all in. And the one that I recently added, which is Wild USD. This is the coin that I recently added. I bought it around like 225, and then since that just gone up a bit. Even this one has gone down, but there's bullish divergence on MACD. Great project. Again, it's a metaverse token as well. So that's that. And let's not forget, we can quickly look at the Nasdaq. Nasdaq is not having a good time, right? It's just even last night it dropped about like 2.6%. So Nasdaq is like mostly tech heavy. So whenever Nasdaq goes down, Bitcoin tends to drag Bitcoin down with it. So that's what we've seen. That's what we've seen so far. Now Nasdaq is below 200-day moving average at the moment. Let's quickly look at from the top. From this top, it's down about 8%. So normally, early January, we've seen share markets tend to go down a bit. Last year, we thought it because of the tax, like people trying to in US. 31st of December is the deadline for their financial year, so we thought like maybe they are selling. There's a lot of selling pressure because of it's December 31st, and we thought like probably in January we might see a lot higher prices for these share markets, but we haven't seen that. The next thing to look at is Chinese New Year, which is on 1st of February. So hopefully in February, even though it seems like it's the 19th, so we got another about like what 11 days to go for the month of Jan. Looks like month of Jan is going to be a red month. Unfortunately, like I was expecting Ethereum will go a lot higher in January. We haven't seen that either. We might not see it, but let's look for Q1 right now. So Q1 maybe like probably by end of March, end of February, we'll probably have a better idea of what's happening with the market. So right now it's not easy, but let me remind you right now, if you invest right now, this is the best time to invest. Then you probably you can make more money when the market goes up. So nobody wants cryptocurrency right now, and that's the perfect time for us to invest, right? When nobody's investing, that's when we're going to invest in the market. So Nasdaq is having a hard time. Let's see, like it might go, you might even see like a 10 to 15% correction. So it's like 8% down right now. Yeah, so let's not forget, like it depends on what share market does. The share market is not having a good time. We cannot expect Bitcoin to go a lot higher. So we want to see Nasdaq probably consolidate around this area, like maybe about 200-day moving average, and start to like go back up a lot higher. Yeah, so maybe by February, like we need to probably wait for like a few weeks right now, and by then Bitcoin will probably finish its consolidation around 40K or so. Worst come to us, we could see like a capitulation back down to like 35K. That's when like people will totally get out, like people will completely lose faith, and then that will be the start of the new bull run. So that's what something we could expect. So that's it from my end. So yeah, I mean Cardano, because of Sunday swap, we've seen like a bit of a pump, but the risk is Bitcoin price, right? Doesn't matter what Cardano does. If Bitcoin is going down by 5-10% or so, no altcoins will survive, right? It doesn't matter what kind of a whether it has Sunday or how good is the fundamentals, like it doesn't matter. When the Bitcoin is down, people tend to sell altcoins. So Cardano is an altcoin. When Bitcoin goes down, it'll go down as well. But recently we've seen like a bit of a pump for Cardano because of the Sunday swap. I think it's probably on 20th or so. I can't remember the exact day. Yeah, so that's why we've seen like a bit of a pump for Cardano. So like Cardano dropped to about like $1, and then since then it just went up all the way to like 150. So if someone bought Cardano on $1, you probably could have made like a 50% gain even during this bear trend. So yeah, so in conclusion, consolidation is not over. We need more time to see Bitcoin consolidate around these levels. Worst come to worst, capitulation, we might see like capitulation down to like 35K, and then at that time will be like a perfect time for us to accumulate for long term. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all coins as well. And then hanging there like few months later, always have a long-term perspective. Whatever I'm buying right now, I'm not expecting a lot higher prices in like 6 months. Like I'm gonna buy and hold it for like at least for 12 months. If it pumps lot higher, I'll just probably sell like 30% and take some money out, have some USDT in case. If it drops back, I use that USDT to buy back and use the market to make my portfolio a lot bigger, right? So I always have some USDT to buy back in, and I can accumulate more coins in the future. So that's all from my end. If you have any questions, you can ask right now, or otherwise we can call it a day. If you have any questions, you can unmute and ask. Do you guys have any questions? Okay then, thank you for your participation. So this is the end of the midweek Bitcoin and altcoins watch. So I'll have another meeting on Sunday, like where we look at all the markets, including traditional markets, gold, silver, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So I'll probably see you guys on next Sunday. Thank you all. See you later. Bye.
Thanks, Raka.
Thanks, Raka.